Hi. Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson has acknowledged something that we of the lower orders are only too aware of, which is that white working class boys and school pupils are falling well behind and are written off in what amounts to a national disgrace. This also applies, although it wasn't mentioned, to many working class Afro-Caribbeans. But really, there's nothing new to all this, nor is it an accident. When I ceased my formal education in the late 1960s, many of my contemporaries left the state system brutalised and semi-literate into the bargain, bound for a life of low-paid drudgery. Now it seems the government are about to release a white paper, giving a degree of priority to the white working class pupils who've been written off. The real question should be, by whom and why? Despite all of the contents and conclusions of this white paper, I can confidently predict that it won't make the slightest difference and nothing tangible will be done. Put simply, we're written off at school and beyond because of our class. In the main, discarded, abandoned, ignored, left to our own devices, and should we rise up, even start objecting, insulted, and further excluded, and eventually repressed. This all begins through the miseducation system, deliberately designed to maintain this feudal capitalist setup, and now, instead of flag-waving empire nonsense, we're having the concept of white guilt, white privilege shoved down our collective throats by the middle-class liberal lefties who dominate the educational machine. One thing the working class as a whole can always rely on, it's their class memories and instincts, which does fill in for a lack of education in any meaningful sense. And it's that far from white guilt, our ancestors toiled 18 hours a day in factories and mines from the age of 9 and sometimes younger, and the whole families lived in one room as the slaves worked under the whip, owned like dogs by their masters, and that the middle and upper classes that benefited from this still do so to this very day, and rule and supposedly educators say no to these so-called success stories about individual attainment in the rigged educational system. For the working class, we rise or fall together, as we should fight and struggle together. Bye.